It's time to find out who the real Agent Argylle is. Welcome back, everyone, to Behind the Kernel. I hope you're all doing well this week. Last night I went and saw Argylle, and I've seen that a lot of people don't like this movie, or a lot of, it's very mixed right now. So I'm gonna give my thoughts on the movie. Just a fair warning, there are some spoilers ahead, so if you haven't seen the movie, save this video and then come back later because there are some serious spoilers ahead. So real quick before we dive into the review, if you are new here, consider hitting that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all of my latest reviews and reactions as well. And let's dive into Argylle. So the basic plot of the movie, it follows Elly Conway, and she's like this writer who, they kind of explain in the beginning, like the books that she's writing and the stories that she's telling are happening in real life. At first I was like, what a weird concept for a movie. And then as you go on, especially in the second act, you find out that it's actually not what happened. She's been brainwashed by this secret government agency into thinking that she's a writer in the way that they want her, like her past memories that she can kind of remember, for her to tell them like the secrets of what she knows. It's kind of like the ultimate like getting information out of you Winter Soldier style like interrogation tactic, except this one lasted 5 years. So eventually she discovers that, you know, what they're plotting up to, comes to realize her true self, and has to take them down. In the first act, you kind of go back and forth between what she knows is fake, like her books, and what is real life. The gist of it is, she writes these books, and she's like this, you know, writer, and her mom says, hey, like, I gotta finish the final chapter, why don't you come down for the weekend? And that's just kind of like the whole setup for the movie. She gets on a train, and then she kind of gets like saved by this espionage guy who works for an agency, and he's trying to protect her. Moving to the second act, you find out that she isn't an actual writer. Like, this is what she did when she was brainwashed, but she actually is on the same side as the espionage guy that saved her. It kind of gets a little confusing, but they definitely do like explain it better than I am right now. They explained it way better in the movie. So her and Aiden, I believe is his name. So they try to get to Samuel Jackson, which he kind of has like the same name as the cat, and he's like the leader of the good guys, I guess you could say. When he gets there, they find out, like, they plug in this device and they find out that she was one of their agents, and that on the one mission to actually recover the file that they've been chasing down the whole movie, she got like attacked or like had like a head injury. The other side captures her and makes her believe that she's a writer, so that she can write about her memories, which would be the things that she remembers from before. From that point on, the rest of the movie is quite literally just her starting to gain her memories back. And it even goes like back and forth, like they also describe the fake world that she's seeing, that they keep switching back and forth, as like her subconscious trying to reach her. They even go as far as to make her, like, who she thinks were her parents, they're not her parents. They're just two government agents. One's played by Bryan Cranston, and he's absolutely fantastic. So then in the final act, they go to, you know, get this like key thing, and she's looking at like the list of people that were on this like list, right? And they see her, which was like a huge like, whoa, like that's kind of weird, because we thought she was with the good guys. But it turns out she was like being a double agent for the good guys. Like, she's still on their side, but she was on the she was on the bad guy's side to get information from them when they made her and then were interrogating her. Yeah, that's essentially what this was. So in the final act, you really feel Matthew Vaughn's like directing, cinematography style, just all of that stuff, because they're stuck in this like armory in the one base, and they do a dance to escape. It's like a dance with like smoke and like guns and stuff. That was already a really cool part. I really enjoyed it. Like, I just felt like I was watching a Kingsman movie for a minute. But then they take it a step further, and they get into this room where like they can't fire guns or something because like there's like oil spillage on the floor, and it's very slippery, obviously. So you then learn that Elly Conway can ice skate. She puts knives on the bottom of her shoe and just like it's just fully out of Kingsman. That's exactly what it felt like. It felt like one of those really fun, creative scenes that they do in Kingsman, and I just had a blast. Like that whole half hour of the movie where they're just doing, I had a blast with. I think that was absolutely fantastic. Everything with that, I love that so much. But I do want to address something because I've seen a lot of people say they just weren't a fan of this movie, and I cannot agree. I've actually had a blast with this movie. I know it's not quite the same level as Kingsman, and it's not, you know, the same thing, but for what it's worth, I had a good time. And, you know, while I thought the first act was like, like what's really going on here? But I think it's made better when you know what happens in the second and third act, because there's a reason why it happened that way. And I personally really enjoyed that. So yeah, guys, that is my review for Argylle. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comment section if you have seen it. Like I said, if you haven't seen it, you probably aren't this far into the video, or you just don't care. But yeah, I definitely go check this out for yourselves. I really enjoyed it. And this was, I think, in the top 10 of my most anticipated for the year. So definitely looking forward to more 2024 releases and reviewing those releases for you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for more reviews and reactions coming your way soon. Until then, guys, peace.